Hey, welcome back to the show, folks. Today's topic is a heavy one. We're talking about the loss of wrestling legend Hulk Hogan. Just came in that he passed away at the age of 71, according to TMZ. It's hitting the entertainment world hard, not just wrestling. What are your first thoughts on this news?
Yeah, it's pretty shocking. Hogan wasn't just a wrestling icon. He was one of the most recognizable faces in sports entertainment. He was there at the very start of WWF and then WWE, really taking the sport mainstream. His impact goes beyond the ring, that shirt rip, the pose, his larger-than-life personality. People from all walks of life knew who he was.
Absolutely. He really did transcend wrestling. It wasn't just his wrestling career, but also his ventures into acting, reality TV, and even politics. I remember his appearances at Trump rallies and the GOP convention. What do you think it was about Hogan that made him connect with such a wide range of people?
It's his authenticity. He was unapologetically himself, whether it was in the ring or on social media. His fans loved him because they saw someone who was just like them, real, relatable, but with this incredible larger-than-life persona. And the way he connected with people, especially at that level, was something unique. Do you remember how at the RNC convention, he knew people's names in the audience? He wasn't just a celebrity. He made you feel like you mattered, Dawes.
That's a great point. He had this special ability to make everyone feel like they were part of his world, even in the biggest of crowds. And it wasn't just about wrestling. It was his personal life, too. He had that reality show, Hogan Knows Best, and fans got a glimpse of his family life. I think that humanized him for a lot of people.
Totally. Even though he went through some personal drama, his fans always seemed to rally around him. He made mistakes, sure, but people saw him as this father figure, a relatable person who just happened to be this larger-than-life wrestler. It's crazy to think about how that image evolved over time. From the bad guy to the family man, it speaks volumes about his depth as a person.
And his impact on wrestling, the match against Andre the Giant at WrestleMania 3 is still talked about today. 93,000 fans at the Pontiac Silverdome. It was like a defining moment for the sport. That was the peak. His name is forever tied to the sport's biggest moments.
Right, that match is one for the history books. But beyond that, his influence on the business side of things can't be overstated either. He was one of the first wrestlers to really market himself as a brand, opening the door for guys like The Rock. It was more than just about the matches. It was about creating this persona that fans couldn't get enough of.
I completely agree. His ability to market himself and build that global brand was groundbreaking. And then, of course, there was his political influence. Hogan wasn't just a figure in entertainment, but also a vocal supporter of Donald Trump, which resonated with a particular fan base. Do you think that political side of his career will impact his legacy moving forward?
That's a good question. I think it will, but it won't overshadow his wrestling legacy. He was always unapologetic about his beliefs, and some people loved him for that. Others didn't agree, but that's the thing about icons. People have strong opinions on him. At the end of the day, people will remember him for his impact on wrestling. The politics might be part of his story, but it's the Hulkamania that will live on.
Well said. And it's also interesting how personal health became part of the conversation toward the end. A few weeks ago, there were rumors about him being in a coma, which his wife denied, stating that his heart was still strong after a surgery. It seemed like his health was declining in recent months. But to hear this news, it still feels like a punch to the gut.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. It's always tough when someone you grew up watching is no longer with us. And for someone like Hogan, who had this big, bold persona, it makes it even harder to grasp. It's like watching a part of your childhood fade away, but in the end, he lived a full life, one that left a lasting impact on the world.
No doubt about it. He will definitely be missed by so many, whether you were a wrestling fan, a fan of his TV show, or just someone who admired his larger-than-life personality. Hogan was a true legend. What do you think his lasting legacy will be?
I think his legacy will always be about more than just wrestling. Yes, he was a trailblazer in the ring, But it was his charisma, his ability to make people feel something, that made him a cultural icon. He didn't just break records, he created moments that will last forever, and that's something no one can ever take away.
Couldn't have said it better myself. So let's leave our listeners with this. Who are the modern wrestlers who could fill the shoes Hogan left behind? Is there anyone who could match that charisma and global appeal?
That's a tough one. There's definitely a few big names, but Hogan's brand of charisma, that undeniable connection with the fans, it's rare. Maybe someone like The Rock, who's done so much both in wrestling and in Hollywood, could carry that torch. But honestly, it's hard to imagine someone replacing Hogan. He was one of a kind.
True. There's only one Hulk Hogan. Thanks for the great conversation today. And to our listeners, remember, legends never really leave. They just find new ways to live on.